So they'll be working on this website. Welcome guys. So this is the design I'll be working on, this landing page. Yeah, I know it feels like it's a lot, but it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to quickly turn on Figma because I'm going to work between Figma and WordPress. I use Figma mostly for illustration purposes. Let's give it some time. All right. I'm going to quickly disable the header and the footer. Page setting, page layout, I'm going to change it to canvas. That will disable these two sections. All right, so let's start. Let's break it down. First, we're going to break it down by taking a screenshot of each section. So this one is pretty straightforward. This is the hero section. I'm going to screenshot this part. Let me just take the full page. All right, so this is the full page. Let me bring it here. So we're going to do a little bit of breakdown because this is one thing a lot of young designers don't easily get at first glance. So we're going to break down all of this section, and first of all, we're going to try to group all of them, then break them down. So this is the hero section. I'm going to work with this color code. Then I'm going to gray it out a little bit so you see. So 30%. The next one is going to be from here. This one is going to be a little bit dark. It gets right up to this point, then stops. I'm going to go back to this one. Install on next launch. I'm going to change the color code. So it starts from platform and ends around here. Then this other one, this one ends right down here. So I'm just gonna drag it, change the color code to green, dull it down a little bit. This one ends around here. Then you have this. Let me take it back up. This one starts around here, then ends somewhere around here. I'm going to change this to pink. Then you have the footer. I'm not going to touch this because we're not going to work with the header and the footer, just the main sections. So this section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5 basically has 5 sections. So with that out of the way, we're going to break each of these sections down. We're going to create a new frame here so we can break them down. So when we're designing, it's easier for you to know what's happening. All right, this first section is pretty straightforward. You have something like this, then it's gray. Yep, that's the hero section. It ends here, somewhere here. This next section, it has a lot of things. First, it has these strings of text up here, right? Then he has another string of text 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make these guys to represent each string of text. Then it has some sort of a button, so I'm going to reduce this a little, reduce the height, drag it to the side, then give it a corner radius. I think it has to be 2, so 1, 2. This one is a little bit longer. Good. Then it has some image here, and then it has some button. You see how I'm grouping things together? It means they belong to the same area. Then it has an image down here. Yes, an image all over here. Somewhere on the left. Then it has number. So if I were to design this section, the first thing I would do is I have to group all of this section in one location. The reason I would do that is simple. Let me draw this. So I'll group all of them in one. I'll group all of that in one. Why? Because this text has nothing to do with this text down here. If you look at the direction of this text and these buttons, you know that you have to put both of them in one container. When we're on Figma, we call it frame. When we're on Elementor, we call it container. So this is a container. So the next thing I'm going to group is these two areas. All of them needs to be in, I'm just going to copy this frame. Let me quickly undo that. I'm going to hit frame. I'm going to group these two in the same in one container as well. Right? So that's the first thing. I think I didn't put this text inside. Let me quickly fix that. I didn't put that container inside. Right, so now it's inside. I'm going to group all of these in one container, but when I get to this point, right, I'm going to drag this way. I'm going to group all of these in one container on its own, so I can have more control of their direction. So this one is going to be let me see something. So stroke, I'm going to group this one here. Then I'm going to group all of these four in their own container as well. I'm going to put a stroke. So that's what I'll do here, right? Now, you look at the direction of these two boxes. It's going vertically, I believe, whereas these two is going horizontally. So you have to group both of them in their two separate containers so you have more control of their direction. So I'm going to put a stroke here. I'm going to come here, group all of these. So how did I know all these containers container? It's simple. When I look at the direction of a design, right, I already know, okay, this is doing horizontally, right, but this one is doing vertically. So obviously these two needs to be grouped together, and all of these down here needs to be grouped together. So because you cannot easily control the direction of horizontal and vertical within the same boundaries, within the same container, within the same frame. That's why you need to understand how to easily group items. Now this one is pretty easy because this one is straightforward. All of them are going vertically or from top to bottom. So you have to group all of them in one container so you can easily control the direction here. So with this box created, right, I can now easily go to my design file, come here. I'm going to create two sections. This is the first. So this pink barriers is actually a section. I'm just going to duplicate it twice because this one is going to be for the hero section, then this one is going to be for this particular container we are demarcating. So what did we do? We added two containers. I'm going to quickly do that so you can see how the whole design comes to life. I'm going to duplicate this twice. Now up here, what do we do? Okay, now there's one thing we didn't do. To make these two elements to float easily on the far right, you have to group them inside their own container, although they are all going towards the same direction. But this space here, there's so much space here to indicate that these two items are not related, whereas these two buttons are related, so you need to group them together. So I'm going to group that, then I'm going to group these two because these two is a collection of both a heading and a text. So if I come here, I'm going to add two containers inside here. So this is the first. I'm going to duplicate it twice. By default, when you add a container inside a container, the direction is from top to bottom, so you can change the direction right here. There you have it. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a text and a title, which is add element. The first is the heading, add element. The second is the text. So I'm going to go quickly to Lumia and copy this text here and paste it. Then I'm going to go back and copy all of these. So this one is learn more, this one is try for free in Dream Machine. I'm going to paste this text. So this other area needs to have two buttons. Copy the first, duplicate it, then change the direction by clicking the container where they are found and hitting on direction. All right, so I'm going to quickly add a color, a light gray color, so I can see what I'm working on. I think it's somewhere here. Then I'm going to change this text to black, and I'm going to change this one to almost black. The reason why it cannot be black like this one is for the purpose of emphasis. Okay, so let's go back. This guy is white and this one is black. So this first button is going to be go to style, color, make it white. The text should be black. All right, what was it? Learn more. Go to here, learn more. What was this? Try for free in Dream Machine. All right, so this one was black, the text was white. All right, so the edges are not as round as this one, so we need to increase that. So you go to border radius. I'm going to put it at 30 all around. Same here, go to style, 30. There we have it. We'll come and do the fixing. I'm going to go to the container. I'm going to adjust the flow because right now it's at the top. I want to put it at the bottom. Right. Then I'm going to increase the width of this container because this container is not that big. I'm going to reduce the size of this heading. Should be somewhere around 18. Yeah, works well, works perfect there. Then I'm going to reduce the width of this text. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. should have 5 lines. So to do that, you go to advanced, go to width, put custom width, then adjust the width as it feels. 1 2 3 4 5. Perfect. I'm going to increase the width of this container again. Perfect. And to have something like that. Okay. I'm going to reduce the width again to 75. Perfect. Then no, it's perfect there. All right. So we've done the first part. We've grouped them. So there's the grouping. There's the other grouping here. Perfect. So now we're going to go to this second part that has a lot of items. First, you notice there are 2 main containers. Let me change their color so you don't get confused. There are 2 main containers inside this particular frame. You see, this is the first main container. This is the second main container. So we have to add that before we start adding any elements inside here. Duplicate that, change their direction. So one on the left, one on the right. So the one on the right has another 2 containers inside. So we're going to add that. Yeah, it might seem like there's a lot of containers. So this is it. It has 2 containers, 1 2. This one has just a stream of text, but I would like to group all of this stream of text into containers, but it's not really important. You can just add them. So you can just choose to add 4 text inside here. So 1, copy the color code from here. I don't want to repeat. Paste style, duplicate it 4 times, and there you have it, 4. That's 4 right there. Now back to this. It has what? It has a long title. So we're going to copy this and paste it here. Then we're going to adjust. Go to Luma, copy all of these. Come back. Go to content. Paste all of that. Go to style. Increase the size. I think this works. 34 works perfect. 34 doesn't exactly work. Let me reduce the letter spacing. Somewhere around 40. Let me see. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3. Okay, it works. The next thing I'm going to add inside this container is a button. I'm just going to copy this and paste it inside here. So we have that. Join us. All right, now this other part, we have an image on the left side and a text. It's like a counter that you hover on it, something's going to change. So all I need to do is add 2 elements. I'm going to put a heading inside here, and I'm going to put an image inside here. Then I'm going to drag this heading first. I'm going to call this 101. It's going to be in black. It's going to be in black, and it's going to be very big. Perfect. I'm going to adjust the width. Anyways, I don't need to do that. I have to just click on this container and then change the direction. Then I'm going to add an image inside here. I'm just going to upload it because I already have the asset file. Now if you want this asset file, I'm going to drop it somewhere in below the YouTube channel. I think this is it. Luma. Oh my god. Documents. I'm sure I downloaded those files. Anyways, if I didn't download them, I'll show you how to download those files. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna put this random image. Oh, look at that. Whew. So that image is not gonna work because it needs to be transparent. I'm going to have to remove the background. Alright, so that's it. First, I'm going to adjust the positioning by coming here. So you have start, which means at the top, you have center, which means in the middle, you have end, or you have stretch. So I'm going to leave it at end. Then I'm going to increase the width of this container since it looks bigger. Then click on this container. Justify content means I want to reshape the current position of these elements. I'm going to put space between so it shifts towards the edge. Yeah, I think that works. Perfect. Now let me come back. So everything is so long, so I'm just going to copy this text and replace them with what I have there. These are dummy text. Paste. 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 We're gonna paste the last one. All right. So that's that. Okay. So this is light gray, but our gray is really wide. So let's reduce some of it. So it should be around Perfect. Yeah. I think we nailed it. We did. Alright, so there's one more thing. We need to work on. So all of this container is not full width. Click on this section. It's not full width, so go to layout. It's now boxed, so let's put it at full width. Now if I hide this, you see now it takes the whole full width. So that's one thing you need to watch out for. When you don't put your elements as full width, they tend to restrain within the available margins that is found when you assign a container to be boxed. So I'm going to come here and make sure all of these are full width, all of them. Then I'm going to left align all of them. Good, because I need it to be at the end. Same goes for this one. Click here. It's at the end. That's interesting. So end, perfect. I'm trying to make sure all of these are stretched. So this is perfect. Now you notice the paddings at the edges. They're actually called paddings, not margins. It's a little bit wider here, so we need to fix that. I think a padding of advanced, unlock this because we want to apply it just on the left and the right, not all over. I'm going to change the unit to EM. EM is a bigger unit of measurement that I love to work with, because when you use EM, the spaces they increase faster than when you use pixel. Pixels are a little bit smaller in units. What's happening? Oh, I'm supposed to add that on the container itself. Go to advanced. I was wondering why nothing is happening. 3. Okay, I think 5 will work. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 5 doesn't exactly work. I think 7 or 6. Let's leave it at 7 and see. Yes, definitely perfect. Definitely 7 works. Good. So I had to do all of that on this first section, so you can see why we had to use box, container, and all of that. I'm going to hit publish. Now on the next sections, I'm going to be a little bit fast, since you already understand what I was trying to do when I was trying to group all of the items. I'll just explain on Figma, then we rush through the design. So this second one is similar. All I have to do is now group all of these together. I'm going to group all of these together. Stroke. I'm going to group all of this as well. Stroke. Then I'm going to group the 2 of them. Stroke. Because the 2 belong to one container. Now these 2 is easy to know that the 2 are supposed to be grouped together because they have similar designs and their proximity from this to this other container up here is a little bit far. If you see, there's a lot of space from here to here, whereas there's fewer space from here. Right. So on the next section, it has just basically 2 containers. So add your 2 containers, duplicate them, so you have that. So the first one is going to have the container 2, change the direction to left to right. So platform, so the big title and small title are going to be inside here. Let me just copy this, copy, paste, copy, paste. So this big title is going to be up here. So the name of that big title is platform. And the name of this small title is founder something. Then on the left side, you have this string of text. So I'm just going to put the string of text here, come here. Actually, there are 2 of them. So this is the first one because there's a space here. So it means there are 2 different texts. Then you can duplicate it. Anyways, copy, paste style, then duplicate it. Now I can now copy this second and then paste it here, replace this content. Now I'm going to offset their width because I'm going to make them to be 100, because when I was working on this section, the width I gave it 75%. Now when I copied this and I said paste style, it means I'm trying to paste the style that I already did here. So I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to go through style, changing the colors, going to advanced and all of that. So I just copy and paste the style. It's just like export all the things I've applied here on this same section. That's what I do whenever you see me copy, right click, copy, then come on the section and then right click, paste style instead of pasting it. When you paste it, you're basically duplicating a section. When you copy, you're now when you copy and you paste all this style, it means you just want just the style of that particular widget. So all of these are widgets, design elements, however you call it, whatever name you give it to it, it's one and the same. Widget, design elements, all of that, UI elements, all of that. Now on this section, it has to have 2 subsections inside because we need to group all of this inside here, because this is called a card. You have to group all of them inside. It's called a card. So I'm going to put 2 containers inside. I'm going to design one, then duplicate the other, then change the information. So now inside this first card, you notice 2 things. It's grouped into 2. It needs to have 2 containers inside, and all of them needs to be from left to right. So this is the main card, this is the 2 containers inside. The first one is going to have all of this text, and then the second one is going to have just this image. So the text is going to be something like this title. The name of it is going to be Dream Machine. Perfect. Then it's going to have a text right down. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can actually to help you to easily work well, you can actually take a container and put it inside before putting this text and these 2 buttons. Now even when you get to these 2 buttons, you need to group them, because like I said, so this is the container with let me copy this style and paste so I can see the text. Let me quickly copy this text here and replace it. So when you get here, you notice everything is flowing from top to bottom until you get to these 2 buttons where they're flowing from left to right. So you cannot group them directly inside. You need to group these 2 buttons inside their own small container so you can float them from left to right, because the general direction of this container, because this is a container I'm talking about, the general direction of this container, right, is from top to bottom. But when you get to this point, there are 2 elements, so you cannot really float them from top to bottom. If you try to do it, these 2 buttons will be going downward. So if you want to move them from left to right, you have to group them inside a container, then control this specific container. So that's why we had to group those 2 buttons. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste, then I'm going to duplicate, then I'm going to click on the container and then change the direction. That's what we're trying to do. So the first one is black, and the text is white, and the second one is white and the text is black. So this one is try now, and the other one is get up. So try now, get up. Now this other one is going to be this image. I don't even think it's an image. I believe it's a video. Yes, it's a video. So what we'll do is, on this container, we're going to go to style, select video. We need to now head back to the dashboard and get because we need to first of all upload that image. It's not even an image, but let's just put an image there for the sake of, I think this is it. No, that's not it. No, okay, this is a Dream Machine. Open. So I have to go and copy the URL of this video that I just uploaded. I'm going to copy the URL, close, then come here, select video, and then paste that URL inside here. So be careful, the only thing we need from this URL is just this code. Anyways, let me just go to media. I'll see the video URL from here. So this is the video URL, copy URL, come here, and then paste it. That's it. We got it. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layout. I'm going to give this video a minimum height of VH. It's going to be It's going to be around 30. Perfect. The reason why we're doing that is because if you don't put anything inside the container is going to automatically assume that the height is 0. So we have to give it a height. So that's what we did. Okay, now to this container, we're going to go to style and make sure that the background is completely white. Then go to border, apply a border radius of 30 all around it. So this is what we have now. Perfect. It's almost perfect, but we can keep going on. So first I'll need to come here, then give a height to this container, then reduce the width a little bit of this text, then click here. We'll give a height to this container, go to layout. The minimum height, we'll have to give it a VH of 50. That works. Then we have to come back here, give this one a VH of 50 as well. Make sure the background is the same. Now to make sure things are really not messy here, we can go as far as putting a transparent image inside, but I don't think that will be necessary. First, now we need to do something. You notice how the spacing between this guy and this guy is very stretched. You can achieve that by using what we call spacer. So you put a spacer in between these two, then you can increase the height of that spacer as far back as you want. So you have something, you end up with something like this. Now this video is not really polished, so we need to do some little magic. So click on this container, go to border. We have to apply the same border radius that we applied on the card itself. This is a card, this is a container, but you look at the edges, it's not as round as the card itself. So we need to fix that. Go to border, turn it off because we want to apply it at the top and at the right. So at the bottom, maybe 30 and 30. Okay, so it's at the right and at the bottom, not top. So that's what we have. The next thing we need to do is, if you look at this card, there's a space, but when we look at this card, there's no space. It feels like the video consumes the entire surface area of the card. So to do that, we need to get rid of a default padding that comes with cards. Whenever you put in it's not a card, it's a container. Whenever you add a container, the container automatically adds some space at the edge, so the element doesn't feel like it's suffocating. You notice it here, you notice it here, you notice it here. So we need to get rid of that space from this main one by turning off this. So now you have something like this. Feels like the whole thing is melting away at the edges. So at this point, I'm going to reduce this to maybe 140. Yes. At this point, we've done this card. All we have to do now is duplicate it. Oops, we made a mistake. Let me hide this and undo. We have to duplicate the entire card, not the container inside the card. So this first one is the container. Now when you get rid of a padding, you're going to find it very difficult to get back that card that you got rid of. So to fix that, you need to go to structure and then click on the closest elements that you could find. Click on the card. So this is the card. Now this is this container on the left and this container on the right. This is it. So this is the card that holds the two containers. Let me rename this to card 1. Perfect. I'm just going to duplicate that. So we got it. We've duplicated it. So close this. Come to this one. The first thing we're going to do is look for this video and upload it. go to style. I'm going to hit on upload. I'm going to look for that video. I think this is it. No. Nope. 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 Where is that video? Anyways, I'm just going to take any one of these videos and open. Now select video, come back here, refresh, because when you upload an item on WordPress, you need to refresh it for you to have access to it. Copy the video, get back here, change this URL to that. Yes, that's a different video. The next thing I'm going to do is copy this, change this information. Like I said, we only have to duplicate the card, design it once, duplicate it, change the information that is there with the one that's supposed to be there, and then delete whatever is not there. Like for example, this second button is not there, so we just have to delete it. That's all. So now I have two cards created very fast. I'm going to come up here, right click, copy, come down here, right click and paste style, because I want it to have that same background as up here. Then I'm going to start a section, not container. This is actually a section, advanced. I'm going to put a padding top of 5 EM and a padding bottom of 5 EM. So far we've done two sections. I'm going to copy this style and paste it here. All right, so far we've done two. All right. Okay, there's one more thing we're not okay. We added it, so we can apply a padding bottom to push these cards further down, because these two containers are not that close. There's a lot of space from here downward, and let's hide it. You don't see much of that space, so we have to apply that. So click on the container where these all are found, unhide the padding, change it to EM, and then maybe 5. Yes, that works. That works perfectly. Then this, you need to reduce the width to maybe 70 or 80. 80 works. So add a new section. We're moving on to section this, research. This one is pretty straightforward. So first things first, these two are grouped together, because if you look at it closely, you might think this one is grouped with this one, but that's not the case. This title could be placed at the left or the right or the center, but it's choose to be placed here to give you the illusion that these two are grouped together, but no, actually it's these two that are grouped together. Then the text is just above it. It's on its own separate container, like that. Then you have this entire section with a lot of cards. So all of these are grouped together. Stroke. Now when you get to this point, there are now actually 3 different. So this is the first sub container inside, or the first card. This is the second that has 2 cards inside. This is now the final one. Now why are we grouping this? If all of these 3 cards were inside we're going from top to bottom without this breakage here, we wouldn't need to do this. But when we got to this point, two cards were found doing from left to right instead from top to bottom, so we had to group them to now include them inside this particular section or this particular area. You get over time you easily figure it out, but for now just understand, when you see cards going from top to bottom and you have a breakage here, and they must be found within that space, because how do I know that they are inside the same area? The space from here to here is the same from here to here. You get the space from this guy to this other guy is this space. The space from this two to this one is still the same as this one up here, so they must be in the same content space. So let's quickly do that. So first, 1 2 3, so 3 cards needs to be inside, with the last one being the longest. Duplicate it. All of them are going from top to bottom, so we don't need to change the direction. Now when we get to this point, 2 cards needs to be inside, one on the left, one on the right. So change the direction left to right. When we get all of this needs to be up here. Yes, all of that needs to be up there. Now when we go to this one, they have to be 3. 1. All of them are going from top to bottom, 2 and 3. Now on the middle one, which is this one, there have to be 2 going from left to right. 1 2. Then change the direction of their main card to that. So we have that. What's the first thing? The first thing is what? Research. So up here, research stays. This one is what? Research. Then copy all of these, paste here, duplicate it twice. Now let's start. We have focus. Okay, it's just one, so we don't need to duplicate it twice. Delete this. Perfect. Now on this side there are 2 texts, so add 2 text editor. First, duplicate it, change the content to this, copy this color and paste it here. Perfect. Go back, copy this, come here and paste, copy, paste style. So there we have that. I'm going to float it on the left, which is N. Okay, N. Yep. So that's that. This one is research, a big fat research. Style, I could transform it to uppercase. Perfect. Leave it at that. I think this one up here had what? Okay, platform. It's not even uppercase, it's actually just very big. Let me hide it and then click on Ctrl Z to undo the change I made here. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, the next we need to focus on is this card. So this card has 2 things. It has an image up here, and it has a small container here. Now this small container has 2 things. If you look from here, you have from left to right, then going down, which means you cannot group 2 different directional elements. So you must group these 2 right at this end. You need to do it right at the end because you cannot put anything under here. And then you group this other one right at the end. So this one has read, 3, then new. Then this one has text and a button. All for this particular card you see here, right? So this card has 1 2 3. So we are going to add that. So 1 2. We're going to add that here. So this is the first, which is this. We're going to add now the other one. 1 Okay, now we got to this point. I have to group all of them. The reason why I have to group all of them, if you zoom in quietly, you see there's a background. It actually starts from here. We have to apply a background of green all around this place, so you have to group all of them. So the first one is going to be the image, which is at the top, duplicate it twice. So this one is going to have that image. I'm going to go to style, classic. I'm going to upload that image, which is eraser or something. Anyways, I don't see the image here, so I'm just going to import a random image, or maybe this one, sir. I'm going to do it display size cover. I'm going to go to layout, give it a minimum height of 424. Yes. Then I'm going to come back here, put this title, which should be probably this one. I'm going to put that title inside its own container, because like I said, this is the main container, which is this one, and then this first container, which is where the title is going to stay at. I'm going to put that. What's the name? Ray. I'm going to copy the style, paste star. So that one is Ray. So that's that. Duplicate it, delete, look for text editor, put it inside. So this one is going to be this one. So we have the text, copy style, paste style. So we have the text, then we have image, button rather. So the button is white, so I'm going to look for that white button. This is it. And paste that. Then come to this container and change the direction to be that. Then space between, so you should stretch at the end. So this one is discover. I'm going to change the text to discover. All right, we're almost done. One last thing we need to do is come to this container, the card container itself, and then give it a dark green. Something like that. Then change this red to white, because I think the color that is there should be white. This one too should be almost perfect white. Yep. So that's that. Then you have this small button, which is something like that. So I'm just going to copy this black, copy and paste. Yeah, I'm going to change the width to be around here. Go to the container where the title and the button are found, and change the direction to be horizontal. Reduce the button size by going to the padding and making it somewhere around there, maybe around 614. Yes. Then reduce the size of the text, maybe around 12. Then the weight should be somewhere there, or even light. Then the color of the background should be somewhere to match this. So this one is going to be new. That's all. Let me increase the weight to be somewhere like that. Okay. Now we are almost nailing it, but we have to go back to the card. Remember, the card will tell you that you easily know what you're working on based on the demarcation where you see this. Either if you're working on a container, you see these gray lines at the edges. Now I'm trying to get the card, not the image, because this is the image. I'm trying to get the card. Go to advanced style, border. It has to have a border radius of 30 pixels. Then get rid of the padding so you can make sure that the image feels like this one. So that. Now the reason why it's not rounded, even though I've applied rounded edges, because this container itself is not rounded. So you have to go on that container, go to style. Oops, let me look for that container. So this container holds all of this text down here. So that's the container. This is the image container. So go to style, border. Now you have to put it only at the top and at the right. So 30 top, 30 right. If you don't do that, you end up putting it all over the card. All over the card where this image is found. Well, we just want it here, and we just wanted it here and here. So this is top, this is right, this is bottom, this is left. That's how it is. All right. So that's the first card. We've created this. Why is it all of a sudden now is it, when I looked at this color, it was not black, it was gray. Now it's black. Anyways, we're going to leave it at dark green. So the next thing we need to do is create these second cards. It's easy to create those two cards because all we have to do is now copy this card, come here, and then delete these two empty cards inside and replace it with the card we just copied up. Then duplicate the entire card. Oh my god, I've gone on you have to copy the right card. So select here. You see you're actually selecting but just the image. So to get the card, you need to select this. So this is the card, this one. Right click, copy, come here, paste it. Now you have copied the card. Now look at the card, duplicate it twice, then go to the parent container. This is a parent container. Perfect. Now we have that. All we now have to do is that. So I'm going to leave it at 40, copy, paste that. All we now have to do, right, is change the information. This one is ready to, and then the text is right here. Now you notice this other card, when you got to this point, the button is going down. So you have to change the flow from left to right to from top to bottom. Same goes here. All right, so the first one was ready to, this one is photon. Go to advanced, change the width, match the width of the text. This one is ready to, go to advanced, change the width. Perfect. I'm just going to leave the images out there. So now the last one is breaking algorithmic ceilings. All right. All I have to do now is come here. All I have to do now is look for this card. This is it. This is card 2A, and this is card 2B. Now to know if you are picking the right thing, all you have to do is just try to hide it. You see, let me change the image so it'll be easy for you to know. which card I'm hiding, which one I'm not. I'm just going to select a random image here. So now this is card 2. All I have to do is hide it. You see card 2 is gone. Hide, card 2 is back. I'm going to change this image because the image is already up here. Go to style. Now I'm not exactly using their image because it seems like the image, some of the assets I downloaded are not what it's not what I'm supposed to be using today. So those are the 2 cards. What I want to do now is going to be a little bit weird. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Oh, I copied the wrong thing again. Let me undo that. What I'm trying to copy is this card, one of these cards. I click copy, come here, paste. All right, let's come back to this guy. Now this card and this card up here are actually the same. It's just based on how the direction has been flipped, and I'll show you quickly. So if you come to this card 2, I'm going to call this card 3. If you come to this card 3, come to this direction. Right now it's from top to bottom, but I'm going to flip it from left to right. There you have it. Now the problem with this is that this is not where we want it, so we have to change it to be reversed. That is it. This is not what we want. Now we got to this point, right? This rounded edges is at the wrong side of this card, so click on this container, go to style, go to border. So like I said, this is top, this is right, this is bottom. So we want to apply it at the right and at the bottom. They want to get rid of it at the top. So now we have this. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing what I just did, but it's all about direction. If you understand direction, you understand what I just did. So this one is breaking agrammatic ceilings, change information. Let me copy this and paste that. Delete, style, change the color to be white. So agrammatic ceiling, then text, then read more. This one is actually read more. All right. So read more. Then the text here will be this. Vans, increase the width to something like that. Go to this. Now this is a container. This is a container on the left and this is a container on the right. So I'm going to put center because it's actually at the center if you look closely. Yeah, layout. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the height of that image to be something there 360 because this card is not that big as the first one up here, so we don't need to restrict the height of the image. So we've done that. All I need to do now is put a color to this classic. Anyways, let me just copy the side, the setting here, then change only the color because I want everything here to be like the rest of the section except their color. So after applying that, go to style again and then change the color to be somewhere green. I want it to be green enough to be dark, but not hide the colors of this green where these cards are found. All right, I have to change this color to be white. Then change this to be interesting. There's no white. Okay, I'm going to copy, paste that. So now this is the section. Everything is coming together really smooth. Really smooth. So at this point, we've done 1, 2, 3. Yes, we've done 3. It's remaining 2. The hero and this one. Team. Yep. So the first thing, group all of this in one. Then now group these 2 together. Although they are found inside their separate cards, because this one has 1, 2, so you have to group them. Let me put a stroke here, a stroke here, and a stroke here. Now then, since this one is alone, just group it so it doesn't feel like this grouping helps you to understand demarcation. So it's important to always group them like that. Now you can now come and group all of these 2 together. Yes, that's a lot of grouping. Yes, but we had to. So you come down here, you notice something. There are 2 cards here, but they all belong to this entire section. So this is the first card. This is one. There are 2 main cards in this section. This is the second one. This is the first one here. Now inside these 2 cards, he has this one, and this one. Yeah, you have to group these 2 cards to be able to design it. This is the first card, and all I have to do is just copy this and put it here. So now inside this first card, he has something. He has an image here. So that's the image. Now that image is inside its own container. Then these 2 needs to be inside their own container. When you get to this point, right, you notice this one is going from left to right, and then these 2 are going from top to bottom. So you have to group these 2 together, careers and this arrow. You have to group them together. Then you have to group this text on its own separately for you to float these 2 with this card from top to bottom. Then when you get to this one, you can float this career and this icon from left to right. Otherwise, you'll not be able to do that. All right. So we've demarcated this last section. Let's go and start working. Section. Now this one is going to be really long. The only thing I'm not going to touch is the hero section because it's pretty straightforward. Let me just do it. So minimum height, I'm going to give it a minimum height of 70 or 80 rather. It's going to have come here. It's going to have a background image. So go to style, this one. Try to upload an image. Open. Yes, several images inside that particular section. There's several images there. If you look closely, so let me scroll up. So this is the first image, this is the first video, this is the second one, this is the third, this is the fourth, this is the fifth, this is the sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and then back to again the 10th. So that's how many videos are there. There are about 10 videos here, so you have to do what we call a slideshow. I'm going to do that once this thing uploads. I'm going to add just to illustrate, because that hero section is not that much of a big deal to design. All right, we're still designing. I think we've spent about 1 hour. We're almost done. All right, slideshow. So this is what you select. You go to the first one. All right, okay, this slideshow works only for images. Damn. So all of these videos, no image. But to sell the effect, I'm just going to use a video. I'm not going to use a series of image. So click here, copy URL, come back. That's why I always work with two separate tabs. The first tab is going to handle the design environment. The second tab is going to manage where the dashboard is, because this one is for the dashboard. Sometimes you need to work with the dashboard and the design environment. Now, there's a good thing about this. If you don't want the image to be really sharp, you can come here, go to background overlay, turn it on, then select the color, try to work with black. If you look closely, you see is that overlay that's happening, because sometimes you need to put a text in here, but they didn't do that. If I come up here, they didn't put any text up here. They just let you to see what is going on. Maybe on another video might help to explain why they did this, why they didn't put any call to action. But if you look closer, there's a very good call to action here. They try as much as possible to be able to put it up here, because this is what we call what's the name? There's a name that they give where they'll make sure that the height of your screen has these call to actions on it. I've just forgotten it now. Maybe I'll remember, maybe I'll type it when I'm dropping this video. All right, back to our design. So we have that. I'm going to hit on publish, scroll right down, and we are going to work on our last section. So scrolling down, so we have two containers. I'm just going to duplicate. Okay, I'm going to add the first, then duplicate it. So that's that. Inside the first container, you have the theme, and then you have a container down here. So I'm going to put two containers inside here. One is going to have this big, let me just copy this. So what's the color? The color is base style, theme and community. It's very big. It has to be at the center. The color needs to be black. All right. So second demarcation, one box. So come back here, plus there have to be two containers inside here, one on the left and one on the right. So duplicate it, go to the container that holds these two containers, change it from left to right. So this first one is going to have this small title. So I'm just going to copy the title here and drag it inside here. Style is going to be black. So this one is going to have this text. I'm just going to duplicate this text, then drag it here. Go to style, change the color to black. Maybe not black. Let me scroll up here, this color. Like I said, we had to do that for how do you call it? In design, there are certain principles you work. One of these principles is to use colors to help give more significance to certain areas of your design. For example, if you look these two sections, the first thing that pulls your attention is this area, not this. First is because of their size, the second is because of the coloring. The dark here is lighter, this one is very bold, and it pulls the attention of readers or viewers. So it's just design principles, nothing special. Okay, we're done with that. Coming here, we have what? Okay, we're done with this, we're done with that. So team and community, these two. So what was this for? Nope, this one is not supposed to be here. I think I became overzealous. All right, now back to this. If you come back here, we have two sub cards, so we have to add that and then float them from left to right from here. There we have it. So let's start breaking down this first card. So 1, 2. So this first card is going to have 2 containers inside. The first container is going to have the image. The second container is going to have all of these. So now inside this second container, I have 1, 2. So let's go ahead and add that. 1, 2. And all of them is going from top to bottom, so there's no need to change the direction. So this first one is going to have careers. So I'm going to look for that text somewhere here. Copy this. And I think it has to be up here. Paste. I'm going to reduce the size to be maybe 18. Okay, careers. I'm going to adjust the letter spacing. Perfect. Then it has to have an icon. So search for an icon. Here is one. So here we have to float it from left to right. Then we have to do space between. Then change this icon to arrow. So we'll use this arrow. We are going to reduce the size to be 18. We're going to make it really black. And then we're going to rotate it 45. Then we're going to put minus because it's at the top. Perfect. So that is that. This second one is going to have this text. So come back here, copy this, and paste the text. Okay, I've not even added a text editor, so copy, paste that. Then go to advanced, get rid of the width, make it 100. Then up here, I'm going to put this image. Oh, unfortunately, I need to get that image. Let me try to download it. Perfect. I'm going to put that image as a background on this container. Classic, select. I'm going to upload those 2 images I just downloaded. This always happens. Server cannot process the image. It's happening. The server is busy. Blah 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 blah. I hate this. Usually it's because you might need to publish and refresh your page, then try to upload it again. Other times it might just be because the file extension of that particular image is not the best and doesn't work well with WordPress. So these are some of the things you might discover as you journey as a web designer. Oh, it works, thank God. So it needs, they're telling me connection loss. Wow, what's happening? For this image to be visible, I have to apply a minimum height on this container. I like to use VH because it's more effective to work with. I'm going to put it at 50. I'm going to go to style, display size, cover, repeat, no repeat, position, center. Perfect. I'm not sure there's any around the edges here. Let me check. Okay, there's no rounded edges, and it doesn't feel like it has any. Oops, I love that. So I'm done designing this card. There's nothing stopping me from just duplicating the card. This is it. All I have to do is just duplicate, then delete this last one and change the information. As a designer, you come to realize you don't need to repeat yourself over and over again. If you have done something, all you have to do is just recreate that thing. Recreate the thing and change the information that's inside. You don't need to just start everything from scratch. That's how you work faster, and that's how you get things done on time. So we've successfully created and designed all of these. Wow, I'm proud. I'm so proud of you guys. If you got right up to this point and you were able to learn something, please drop a comment, and then hopefully you can give recommendation of the next design you want to see redo. Or is that what I should say? Okay, there's one last thing we didn't do. We need to copy this style up here because it's still the same background color, it's still the same spacing. We need to copy and then we need to paste that. Oh, just give it a moment. It's still loading. Yep. Let me say something. I think these cards are a bit... they're a bit longer, so let me do that. I think I'm going to increase the VH. Go to layout, increase it to maybe 80. Copy, paste that. That's all. Publish. Yep, we did it. We did it. Now we got to this point, we need to reduce the width of this tile to here. Click on it, go to advanced, reduce it to be 70. I don't know, I just love 70 when it comes to reducing width. Yep, it works. So this is how Luma.ai was designed. This is it. We recreated with WordPress. Now this should tell you something. Luma was coded from scratch. This should tell you something. You can do anything with the tool. Now this should tell you something. You can design anything with any tool, provided you have the discipline and the knowledge to go about it. See what I had to do with WordPress, and people try to undermine WordPress. It's laughable sometimes. All right, see you next week.